Patrick, Mauricio Casillas has the day off. And we do begin with that race to vaccinate Texans against the coronavirus. Today is finally the day many have been waiting for since the pandemic began. Everyone 16 and older in Texas can now register for that COVID-19 vaccine regardless of whether they have underlying conditions or not. Good morning, El Paso's Madeline Otterly now live to break down what this can mean for our state going forward. Good morning. And in national news happening today, the trial of Derek Chauvin is set to begin in just a couple of hours. The former Minneapolis police officer now charged with killing George Floyd last Memorial Day. He now faces several charges and decides in decades, potentially in jail. ABC's Ike Egiachi is in Minneapolis with the latest. Libraries are places that share or lend seeds. Each library has a collection of non-genetically modified fruit, vegetable, and herb seeds available, so you can start your own garden at home. And you can check out 5 seed packets per season with your library card. The seeds are yours to keep, so there are no late or lost fees with those. At the end of the season, just harvest those seeds, your new plants, and donate some to the public library. We're just right at 6:12 this morning, and a new report released by Mexico's government reveals the country's COVID-19 death toll is actually higher than previously reported. According to these new numbers, 321,000 people have now died due to the coronavirus in Mexico since the start of the pandemic. That's 60% more than the previous totals. According to this document, Mexico's death toll would be higher than Brazil's. It would place the country as second, following only the United States. And as of last night, about 143 million COVID-19 vaccine doses have now been administered in the United States. This is according to the CDC. About 3.3 million of those doses were given yesterday. With the increase, the 7-day rolling average is around 2.7 million shots in arms every single day. A total of 94 million people, or just over 28% of the population in the United States, have now received at least one dose of the vaccine. 15% of the population, or 52 million people, have now been fully vaccinated. And we know a motorcyclist was seriously injured after a crash in central El Paso. It happened near El Paso Drive and Silverio Street. There it is on your map. Police say the motorcyclist was the only person involved in that crash. Here's video from the scene. You can see that motorcycle on its side right there near the guardrail. The rider was rushed to the hospital with serious injuries. It happened just after 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon. Police say special traffic investigators arrived on that scene shortly after. And Las Cruces police say a man was shot dead outside of an apartment complex. That happened early yesterday morning. They say it all happened just after midnight on the 1900 block of Bacacho Avenue. That's on the west side of Las Cruces. Officers were responding to a welfare check, and that's when they discovered the victim's body. Investigators believe the man got into a fight with another man with a handgun. Police say the suspect fled. Neither the victim nor the suspect have been identified yet. Anyone with information is asked to call the number. It's on your screen right now. This is Las Cruces Police, 575-526-0795. And in coronavirus news this morning, the El Paso Health Department now releasing its new COVID-19 data. There are 4 new deaths to report today. They age from 60 to 90. We know 92 new cases were also reported. The number of active cases, however, this is the positive sign, continues to drop. That number now stands at 2,051. You do have all this information up for you right now at kvia.com. Well, is a 4th COVID-19 surge avoidable? Medical experts say yes, but it doesn't seem like everyone is listening. New cases of COVID-19 are now on the rise again across several states. Public health express caution that it's up to us to keep the rise from shifting to a surge. They say we need to hold on to our masks, avoid those crowds, and hold off on travel until we can get more people vaccinated, especially in areas with rising case counts. Variants are playing a part in case count. A considerable portion of the recent increased infections is among those aged 10 to 29. Welcome back, 6:42. Looking ahead to Good Morning America at 7 a.m. The massive cargo ship, it's still blocking the Suez Canal, but it has been partially refloated this morning. ABC's Mona Kosar-Abdi has the details in today's GMA First Look. And coffee stockpiles, new this morning, have sunk to a 6-year low in the U.S., and the cost of coffee could start to creep up if things don't get any better. The deficit is being blamed on a massive shipping container shortage that's made moving anything around the globe more difficult. Brazil had a record-producing year when it comes to coffee beans, but due to the COVID-19 pandemic, getting those coffee beans from South America to the U.S. has become extremely difficult. Now, even if the shipping container situation gets resolved, multiple analysts say they're anticipating a global supply deficit, and that could lead to chains increasing coffee prices. Well, speaking of plants, experts say this weekend is now the perfect time to check in on Washington, D.C.'s famous cherry blossoms. The National Park Service says the first week of April is the peak bloom of the capital's cherry blossom trees, but it could happen between April 2nd and April 5th. They do plan on having limited access to the area during the bloom. They're encouraging people to visit the site virtually instead of in person. That'll help us out here in the borderland. They say if too many people show up, they are prepared to close the area. The cherry blossoms are one of D.C.'s biggest tourist attractions. Japan gifted the original Yoshino trees to the U.S. back in 1912. The more you know.
Yeah, so many photo ops there. Well, we already had our bloom pretty much here for most of the fruit trees and the blooming trees. They look so pretty. Did you notice?
Yeah, they really do.
I haven't been out, I feel like, enough to actually appreciate the bloom.
Well, you might be a little late. It's already turning green.
Yeah.
I
Today's a
messed
good
up.
day for you to get out, by the way, Nick.
That's true. Go for a walk. I can at least see what's around my neighborhood.
There you go. Have a great day, everybody.
We'll see you.